Launch of Revival Today Church. We know some of you are moving, we know some of you are interested in moving, and we want you to know we put a special package together just for you. What I want you to do is go to revivaltoday.com/moving. Fill out that form, and then once we get that form, we'll send you a special package that's full of resources to help you get to know Pittsburgh. We're so excited, we know you are so excited, and we can't wait to see you at Revival Today Church.
Welcome to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, as Adalis and I are here to announce our next big move, biggest move we've ever made for Revival Today. Behind me is a building that will look nothing like it looks right now when we finish. We're on just under 5 acres of property that we've just finished purchasing, which is going to give us the ability to have a state-of-the-art studio. And in that studio, something I've wanted to have for a long time, which is a live studio audience. It's going to be a 500-seat building when we finish with it that'll give us the ability to touch the world with our broadcasts. This facility is going to give me the ability to do what I've really missed, which is having you in the audience to minister to personally. Obviously, you can't beat the reach of digital media. We touch the whole world every day, but we have the ability now with this to lay hands on people, pray for people that are sick, a place where you can bring people that are drug addicted, demonized, and really give them the ministry that you can't get on YouTube and Facebook. I can't wait. And then beyond that, we're going to announce the launch of Revival Today Church. We're going to hold Holy Ghost church services every Sunday morning. I'll be there most Sunday mornings. This isn't going to be like some little side project. We're going to give you and your family a place you can go that's a soul-winning church that values the presence of God, where you can get prayed for and ministered to, where there's not a critical race theory lecture or a mask and social distancing 10 minutes of no talking to anybody in the lobby. None of that. We're going to have a place where you're free and where you're free to experience the presence of God.
I'm incredibly excited because I know a lot of you have been asking about different meetings and events that we couldn't have during COVID, and trust me, we tried so hard. So this really frees us up to do everything that we want to do with healing meetings and women's conferences. So I am so looking forward to seeing you and having you be a part of this.
So I want to give you a twofold call to action. Number one, if your church turned in to a liberal nightmare in 2020 and you need a place to go, I would be happy to have you at our church. Number two, if you are a partner or a friend of our ministry, Revival Today, this is the biggest move by far we've ever made. By the time we finish remodeling that building, the acquiring of the property, you're looking at a couple of M's. So if you would stand with us now, I'll say thank you ahead of time. Pray and ask the Holy Ghost what He would have you to do. You've been so generous, and I thank you ahead of time for your extreme generosity. I know I speak on behalf of my wife, everybody here at Revival Today, when I say we love you very much. And now I can say I look forward to seeing you face to face here at the new home of Revival Today.
Hey.
Hi there, non-binary dad.
Good morning. Welcome to Check the Market. Awesome. How's everybody doing? Stock Market Samurai loves Taco Bell. Palantir Tesla, Joshua Cruz, how's it going? Good morning. Canada. Christophoris, good morning. Rebecca Lagerman, good morning. Thanks for watching. Also, thanks for operating the cameras. Missy McConaughey, good morning. How's it going? Where's everybody watching from? Sandra and Julia, good morning. Welcome to Check the Market, where we check the market. And economics, finance, taxes. Got a whole bunch of stuff going on today. Taco Bell launching a subscription service. We'll take a look at that. Tesla and Ferrari might have new competition according to Bank of America. Christophoris. Red Bull, still haven't been to the store for coffee. Man, I'm gonna have to get you like a coffee subscription or something. Tony Passarelli. Andrew Reyes from Canada. Good morning. Eileen Thomas from Vegas. Got Vegas in the house. Ricky Self, Spring, Texas. All over the US. Awesome. Make sure you share the broadcast. Pre-market, Dow's up a little bit. S&P is basically flat. Nasdaq's down about 0.3%. Retail sales post-surprise increase. That's what they're attributing it to. James Lagerman, good morning. Markets are open. Ding, ding, ding. Where's the ding, ding, ding? Oh, I didn't hear it. Oh, cool. There we go. That worked. Ethereum should continue its run. Where's Ethereum? We should look at cryptocurrencies too before we get into it here. See where we're at. Bitcoin's up. Ethereum 36.28. Stellar's down a little bit. XRP 111. Cardano down a little bit today. And we got some mixed market here on the cryptocurrencies. That's interesting. But most everything in the crypto is pointing up. Market, however, let's take a look. Dow's up 69 points, 74 points. S&P is down a little bit. Nasdaq is down a little bit. Good afternoon from the UK. Good morning from America to you. Ricky Self, Black Rifle is the best coffee subscription out there. Silencer Smooth. I've had like the Black Rifle dark roast coffee, and man, it was... whew. I felt like it coated my lungs with tar or something as I was drinking it. AJ from Jersey. Good morning. D&D Investments from Portland, Oregon. We got Oregon in the house. Awesome. All right, let's get into it this morning. It's the first article that I sent in. Oh, we're going to get right into Taco Bell here. Taco Bell subscription plan makes a lot of sense in fast food wars. All right, let's see me checking my bag of Taco Bell to make sure. Yes. They inevitably always forget something. They forget a whole order, but then the bag feels so heavy because they put their entire supply of like sauce packets in there. So I know what that guy feels like. Me trying to find a... Yes. This could be accurate too. Next. It could happen this week. Taco Bell, ticker symbol YUM, announced plans to test a 30-day Netflix-like subscription service in a 17-location pilot in Arizona. So if you're in Arizona, you might be able to be a part of the subscription service until late November. Dubbed the Taco Lovers Pass, the plan price varies between $5 and $10 and will be offered exclusively on its app. Once purchased, it will unlock a hidden menu allowing customers to redeem one taco per a day for 30 days. Who wrote this? So can a seemingly over-the-top idea work in a world where consumers are constantly being asked to pay a cover charge for content streaming? It makes a lot of sense. BTIG Restaurants analyst Peter Saleh told Yahoo Finance. He explained how the service drives traffic to the app, captures customer data, leads to more frequency purchases, and builds loyalty for the brand. Continue. Overall, I think if you're buying this pass, whether it's $5 or $10, I think you're going to feel somewhat obligated to go there more often. And we do know that loyalty guests come back 2 or 3 times more frequently than non-loyalty guests and spend 25 to 30% more. So Taco Bell offering a subscription service. I think Chick-fil-A should do this next. Weekly breakout on Palantir at 27.51. Let's see where Palantir's at right now. $27.74. Up 2.5% already. I'm still holding Palantir. But I'm holding it for the long term. Tim Hortons should do a subscription. When the guy... Oh my goodness. Yes. This is accurate.
No!
Next. Burger King rolled out its app-based loyalty programs nationwide earlier this month, joining competitors like Starbucks and McDonald's, who aggressively embrace the digital revolution in a landscape transformed by COVID-19. It's an effort to differentiate yourself and find a different way to bring in new customers while also keeping the customer that you have coming back more frequently. There's a real fight for customer traffic out there, and you've got to find ways to be creative and different than your peers. I think this is one way for Taco Bell and Yum Brands to do it. Another emblem of the fast food experience is big name partnerships. Last month, Taco Bell, that Grammy award-winning artist Lil Nas X would become the restaurant's chain's chief impact officer, the latest in a series of collaborations between restaurant chains and A-list stars. Continue. McDonald's was the first to commit to celebrity deals. The fast food giant Celebrity Signature. Oh, so this is all about celebrity deals. But interesting. So for $5 or $10 in Arizona at 17 locations, Taco Bell is starting a subscription service, which is it's pretty interesting. But they don't deliver it. You have to go there. Yes, that is true. We do need to look at Dutch Bros. Let's take a look at it. See where it's trading. It opened up yesterday. Wow. Cruising. $40 a share. So the IPO was started at around 20. It's started at $23. And now it's up to $40 a share. 41. Man. I'm going to wait for a little bit of a dip, but I think I will be investing in Dutch Bros. just because I believe in the company. Good morning, Andre and Numanized. Akeem says in one of Zambia's native languages, taco means someone's behind. Well, that if you go to Taco Bell, that could be accurate. All right, next. Coinbase applies to trade crypto futures and derivatives push. So Coinbase wants to get in on the action where the money is for these exchanges. They want to do what Qcoin does and some of the other ones. So you can trade crypto futures on Coinbase. Very interesting. Let's see the article. Good morning, Andre. Coinbase Global is planning to jump into cryptocurrency derivatives. The biggest U.S. cryptocurrency exchange filed an application with the National Futures Association on Wednesday to register as a futures commission merchant. The company is registered as Coinbase Financial Markets, the filing showed. Cryptocurrency futures and options have long been a glaring hole in Coinbase's product portfolio. While Bitcoin derivatives have become a huge market, most of the world's other exchanges such as Binance, OKX, FTX, even some US-based companies, CME Group and Kraken offer them. Although Kraken only offers the products to non-US users. Market leader Binance had Bitcoin futures trading volume of 17.1 billion in the last 24 hours, according to Tracker Skew. Many US exchanges have stayed away from this fast-growing market due to regulatory uncertainty. Continue. CBO Global Markets, Inc. was the first to list Bitcoin futures in the US in 2017, then was outrun by CME Group, whose products gained wider acceptance. Today, overseas exchanges have the lion's share of this market. A lot of Chinese-based companies. All right, continue. Retail traders aren't buying the dip like usual, analysts say. So it looks like some of those retail traders are saving their money for when for the bottom of the dip instead of buying it at the top. Let's see it. Dutch Bros is now up to $44 a share. Up 21% just today. The maxim buy the dip has been commonplace in retail investing, and retail investors demonstrated their commitment to this idea during the pandemic. But for the first time in a while, retail investors might be ignoring that guidance now. The S&P 500 index dropped over 30% in March 2020. Ordinary investors didn't flinch. Instead, they bought up index funds on the cheap. In many cases, this activity has worked as a counterweight to the market's plunges. A note from Vanda Research, a finance analytics firm, describes how that's been true for 21 as well, except for the most recent hiccups in the markets. Retail investors have bought every minor dip in equities this year, shielding the S&P against the double-digit sell-off. Analysts Ben Onatibia and Giacomo Pierantoni, our Italian brother, wrote, usually the activity has been in S&P 500 index funds and ETFs like QQQ, they added. I agree with you there. Now that it's the end of the government stimulus, we might see a market pullback and people aren't going to buy the dip. So they're going to have to send out some more stimmy checks so that our investors can invest some more money. Continue. But yeah, as Brennan said, that would not be good for inflation. Yeah, absolutely. When the real dip comes, it'll be a good time to buy. Continue. On Yahoo Finance Live this week, BMO senior investment strategist John Adams pointed out that the buy the dip strategy has been a very good strategy over the last few years. But while there was a small uptick in inflows in the types of ETFs usually seen in dip buying this week, the magnitude has been a little underwhelming relative to the previous sell-offs. In a similar size drops in the market in July and August, retail investors bought anywhere between 35 and 100% more than they did between September 10th through September 14th. September's 2.1% drawdown, for example, saw 657 million of retail buying in US equity ETFs, and July's 2.9% drop saw 1.39 billion. Only one other drop, also 2.1% in March, had less retail buying at 596 million. Continue. In general, Vand, as analysts write, retail buying has dropped off recently, even as autumn begins to emerge and people start to spend more time indoors. A big thesis over the past 2 years that held trading increased when it got colder out. But the issue in play for US stocks and tech stocks in particular, which Vanda says are comparatively cooling off for retail investors, is crypto. A sudden revival in cryptocurrencies is partly to blame. Yeah, it's because you can get more tendies out of the crypto market right now. After a sudden washout in leveraged crypto positions last week, we have noticed a modest pickup in the open interest of Bitcoin perpetual swaps. So there you have it. People aren't buying the dip, but they're buying crypto dip. No problem, David. Crypto is strong, absolutely. Let's see the next one. The market is overinflated. There's a lot of stocks out there that are way too expensive. It doesn't, like, the valuations of them don't even make sense anymore. Next article. Microsoft will now let you kill your passwords for good. Microsoft is on our stocks to research list from back in, let's take a look when that was. That was back in June, beginning of June. I think they're still a good company. They're innovating, so that's good. This is, I thought this was very interesting, especially since passwords keep getting hacked. Let's see the article. Passwords are probably the worst part about connecting to the web. At Yahoo Finance, we're asked to change our passwords several times a year, and they need to be incredibly long. Oh, and you can't use the same phrase more than once. And while those are the best ways to stay safe online, there's still a hassle. To that end, Microsoft is releasing its passwordless login technology for all consumers. Rather than logging in with a password, the company will now let you type in your username and then use either the Microsoft Authenticator app, Windows Hello, a physical security key, or a phone or email verification to access your Outlook, OneDrive, Microsoft Family Safety, and other apps. The company is also working on expanding this additional services, including Xbox accounts in the future. I already have to do this for several of my accounts with the Google Authenticator app. Instead of typing in a password, I just type in a code that changes every 60 seconds. So I think this is it's fairly interesting that Microsoft is getting into this. I honestly think that this is where passwords are going to go. That it's going to be one of those, like, changing every 60 seconds for more security. Yeah, they probably have all my passwords. I know that Apple has all my passwords because every time I look at my phone, because there's a couple of websites that I have, the same generic password for, they're like, oh, you've used this password too much, you might want to change it. So this might be a good way to get around that. Money in crypto payment processors. Yeah, I mean, Visa and MasterCard are looking into that, so I think that there's definitely money. If those companies are looking into, they don't want to lose their market share when it comes to that, so they're looking into being the processors for crypto, Visa and MasterCard. XRP, XDC, best cryptos. I agree, XRP is one of the best ones out there. Thanks, Eric. I appreciate that. All right, next. Retail sales post surprise gain as consumers show strength despite Delta fears. Let's see it. Retail sales posted a surprise gain in August despite fears that escalating COVID cases and supply chain issues would hold back consumers, the Census Bureau reported Thursday. With all the Target packages that I got and Amazon packages that I got to my house, I'm pretty sure that my family probably contributed for about 0.1% of the sales increase in retail this month. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Very good.
Sales increased 0.7% for the month against the Dow Jones estimate of a decline of 0.8%. A separate economic report showed that weekly jobless claims increased to 332,000 for the week ended September 11th. According to the Labor Department, the Dow Jones estimate was for 320,000. Economists had expected that consumers cut back their activity as the Delta variant continued to tear through the U.S. Persistent supply chain bottlenecks were also expected to hold back spending as in-demand goods were hard to find. The pandemic's impact did not slow up in sales at bars and restaurants, which were flat for the month, though still 31.9% ahead of where they were a year ago. Continue. However, sales were strong for most areas during the month when back-to-school shopping generally results in pickup in activity, especially so this year as schools prepare to welcome back students after a year of remote learning. Electronics and appliances stores saw a 3.1% drop. That's because it's tough to get any appliances. I mean, it takes, 6 weeks to get a fridge delivered? It's crazy. While sporting goods and music stores fell 2.7%. Non-store sales jumping 5.3%. That makes sense. Furniture and home furnishings also saw a healthy 3.7% increase. That's surprising because even furniture and home furnishings were, they have like a very long lead time. The retail numbers overall reflected a more resilient consumer with sales up 15.1% from the same period a year ago. Continue. Canada, I was actually I was reading an article about how Delta Airlines wasn't happy with the fact that it was called the Delta variant. I'm sure if you Google it, there's going to be a whole mess of articles about that. And I read another one where a little girl was called, her name was Delta, and Delta Airlines sent her like a package that, to cheer her up because she was upset that everybody was, being negative about the name Delta. GMC is closing all their car plants for the next 2 months. Yeah, I mean, the chip shortage is still, it's incredible. Continue. We can go to the next article. The stock market is undergoing a slow motion deterioration with pockets of shares down 20% or more. Let's see the article. The landmines for the markets are becoming more numerous. Seasonal weakness is combining with continuing uncertainty over the impact of the Delta variant on consumer behavior, the Delta Airlines variant. High labor and high material costs affecting pricing and delivery of goods, and poor data out of China. Continue. China. While the S&P 500 is still about 1% from its highs, those landmines are taking their toll on large sectors of the market. For the last several months, most stocks have declined more frequently than they've advanced, evidence of a weakening market condition, CFRA's Sam Stovall said in a recent note to clients. Other strategists have noticed this divergence as well. As the equity market reaches new highs, the divergence in the advanced decline line suggests we may be approaching a top. In the past, such divergence has indicated the market is vulnerable to a sell-off. Continue. About 15% of the big cap S&P 500 are more than 20% below 52-week highs. So the percentage that are 20% or more below the 52-week highs on the S&P 500, 15% of all the companies. S&P mid-cap 30%, then the small cap 48%. So we might see more buying opportunity in small caps here fairly soon. Let's see the next slide. So industrial materials, American Airlines is 26% off its 52-week high. FedEx is 20% off its 52 weeks high. DuPont 20%, PPG's 18, Caterpillar 17, which has been on our list to research, and there might be a good buying opportunity in Caterpillar soon. Lockheed Martin 14% and 3M 12%. Continue. Retailers Nordstrom 41% off its 52-week high. So retailers got hit pretty hard. And especially luxury retailers, they have been hit. There might be a buying opportunity out soon. Continue. LVMH 14%, Movado 15%. Home builders are down off their 52-week highs. Continue. What else we got? Big Pharma, Eli Lilly's 14%, Merck 11%, Johnson Johnson 8%, Bristol Myers Squibb 11%. Moderna is still cruising. All right, next.
Hi there, non-binary dad.
Our favorite stock market policeman, SEC Chair Gary Gensler, defends Reddit GameStop investors' right to smash short sellers. I'm pretty sure that Gary's been watching our show, and he's trying to improve his reputation among us check the marketers, and so he has decided that he's gonna play ball. All right, let's see it. Washington's top stock market cop is showing no appetite to crack down on the behavior of millions of retail investors who use forums on Reddit and other social media platforms to coordinate investment strategies, sometimes at the expense of established Wall Street short sellers. That's because Gary knows that we would short sell him if he did that. During a Wednesday interview, CNBC's Jim Cramer asked U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission Chair Gary Gensler whether the SEC should step in to prevent a coordinated effort by Reddit investors to smash short sellers who bet against popular meme stocks like GameStop and AMC. If 3 hedge fund members work in concert to smash a short hedge fund, the 5 million Reddit people would say that that's legal, but perhaps it shouldn't be, Cramer said. If 5 million people decide to smash a hedge fund that's short, is that okay? What's within the bounds of what you can do to smash a short seller? Continue. GameStop became a popular investment on social media in part because of retail investors saw the company as being unfairly attacked by short sellers who were driving down the price of a stock and risked making the company's failure a self-fulfilling prophecy. Gensler declined to comment specifically on the GameStop situation, but defended the right of individuals to speak freely about investment opportunities. and to convince fellow investors to copy their trading strategies. Thank you, Gary. Hand clap for you. Sorry, Mr. Gensler. People come on your show and they advocate either to buy or sell a security, Gensler said. Before we had television, people did it on the radio. Now we have various social media platforms. Man, look at that. He gets it. That's not only free speech. Surprised that a government official is talking about this. But it's part of what makes our capital markets robust, that people can disagree and disagree. Yes, they can disagree and disagree using the media of the day. That also think that we do police the markets for fraud, manipulation, and for pump and dump schemes and the like. Continue. So good job, Gary Gensler. Way to stand up for our Reddit brothers. Lucid is the Tesla/Ferrari of electric vehicles. Bank of America says. So Lucid Motors has come out with a sedan, and it just got some glowing reviews. Let's see the article. Lucid Group stock got a buy rating from analysts at Bank of America, who on Wednesday said Lucid is the Tesla/Ferrari of electric vehicles and is taking advantage of lessons learned by the other two luxury automakers. The analysts, led by John Murphy, praised Lucid's management team and its key competitive advantages, such as its Formula E technology and its interesting, attractive product, the Lucid Air ultra-luxury sedan. Although this does not mean complete avoidance of the obstacles many EV startups have endured from concept to commercialization, we assign much more credibility to Lucid's success in this endeavor. Lucid shares rose more than 4% on Wednesday, erasing some of their losses from earlier in the week, including a drop on Tuesday after analysts at Morgan Stanley initiated their coverage on the stock with an equivalent of a sell rating. Continue. Morgan Stanley said Lucid was a super premium electric vehicle maker that may be able to scale its production, but there's just too much competition to get too excited about the stock for now. Lucid shares started trading on the NASDAQ in July after the company's merger with a blank check company was approved on a second try after a few days earlier. Lucid said at the time it had a $4.4 billion in funding and would be able to significantly accelerate its plan to deliver the world's best EVs. The newer California company hopes to start selling the Lucid Air built at Lucid's factory in Arizona in the second half of this year. The car is expected to sell for about $77,000. Bank of America, analysts set a $30 price target on Lucid. I think it was trading around $20-something. Sorry about that. LCID. $20.75. It's up 4% today. Next. If you mail a beaver, I'll put it on the desk. Canada. If you mail it, P.O. Box 7, Prosperity, Pennsylvania. 15239, I think it is. I believe it is. 15329. Then I will put it on the desk for check the market, and it can wear this space helmet. Absolutely. Uranium heats up and hedge funds score. So uranium is something that we talked about back in July, end of June into July, and yes, P.O. Box 7, Prosperity, PA. Absolutely, I will. It's actually our high risk for today is the one that we had back in July 19th, UUUU Energy Fuels Inc., which if you got into it, you've almost doubled your money at this point. Let's see where it's at today. I'm getting ready to sell my initial investment on this one. Oh man, it's down 5% today. Maybe I'll sell the whole thing if it is dropping that quickly. Yeah, I still got a good amount of profit. What I'm going to do is, for UUUU, I'm going to sell my initial investment and I'm going to hang on to the rest because I think that uranium might actually be some more juice left in this one. So UU is the high risk for today. It engages the extraction, recovery, exploration, and sale of conventional and situ uranium. It's not very, not very profitable, but uranium has been hit. It was in a bear market for a long time, and this stock has doubled since we brought it up in July. It was right around $4 when we first brought it up. Recharge Resources. I haven't looked at Recharge Resources, but let me pull it up here. I'll take a look at this one. RCHG. We have an Instagram. We have an Instagram and Twitter. I have a Twitter. If you'd like to contact me, it is at the PM Franz. It's all about mining lithium. I'll have to take a look at it. Recharge Resources. I'll definitely take a look at that one. I also took a look at HP. I didn't bring it. I should have brought it up yesterday. But somebody brought up HP the other day. I took a look at it, and I'm not going to invest in HP. I wouldn't invest in it at this time. The PM Franz. PM as in Mary Franz. Or my middle name, Marco. The PM Franz, at the PM Franz. That's my Twitter, if you'd like to contact me on there. And then we also have an Instagram. It's Let's Check the Market. If you'd like to follow us on Instagram, we've been posting some tutorial videos and things like that. Let's go over the medium risk for today. Is our rider system provides long-term truck leasing and short-term rentals, as well as full or partially outsourced transportation, logistics, and supply chain services. The company has had solid revenue growth, has a small dividend around 2.85%. The stock is a little more risky than most due to the cyclical nature of the transportation industry and its sensitivity to market downturns. Ryder is not just a fleet management and transportation company, but it's investing in autonomous driving and electric vehicle energy as well. Electric vehicles, and other high-tech industry-related companies that are related to the trucking industry. So they keep innovating, and so I added to my watch list because this would be a pretty good medium risk long-term hold. If I bought it today, I would like to see a profit in the short term, but sell it. I'm going to keep it on my watch list and see for a better price to get in. But it isn't as expensive as most companies in the transportation industry. So our rider systems. So our rider systems are rider systems. That's medium risk for today, yeah. And then the high risk is UUUU. And we just went over that one at the end of June. There might still be, take a look at it, see if there's still, I've almost doubled in it, and I'm going to sell my initial investment, but let the rest ride for a little bit. And then the other high risk that I just added to my watch list is Lucid Motors, LCID, Lucid Motors. The one that we just talked about, the Tesla/Ferrari. I'm going to add that to my watch list after the analysis from Bank of America. So I'm going to research this company. I'm going to look into management. Is management invested? What are the financials looking like? So I'm going to take a look at this company in detail and I'll give you guys a report on it very soon. But the vehicle does have a 500 plus mile range, which is incredible for an electric vehicle, and so I think that it definitely has a chance of making it. So LCID Lucid Motors as a high risk. Another high risk is UUUU, but that was just a review. Unless you want to get into it, I don't know how much more profit will be in that one. Since commodities have seemed to be spiking recently, they're just going through the list of all different commodities, and I guess it's uranium's turn. When I do my research, I do have a checklist. I look at management, I look at the financials of the company, how much debt do they have. Sometimes I go on on LinkedIn to look at, the executives' LinkedIn. That's what I do when I look at, value of the company. Book value, price to earnings, forward PE ratios. I look at, several of the ratios to see if it makes sense. And if there's still value in the company, is the company innovating, or is it just resting on the products that it's produced, and that's just it. A big one for me is innovation when it comes to companies, because I see value in the future in the company. But if they don't innovate, if they've come out with a product and then that's the product they have, that's the product they produce, they're not innovating anymore, then it's not very interesting to me. So that's for long term, usually for long-term companies, long-term hold in my portfolio. I do a little bit more research on that. I should post the checklist that I look at on Instagram. Can you remind me, Brennan? I haven't used the Simply Wall Street app. Let me take a look at it. Oh, wow. I'm going to have to download this one and take a look at it. Yahoo Finance also does some very good visuals. I have several different watch lists. So I have a watch list for stock tips that I've gotten. I have a watch list for like I do here, for check the market medium, check the market high risk, check the market low risk, stocks to research. Then I have a long-term watch list. Then I have another high risk watch list for, just companies that I just take a look at that I'm not really interested in buying, but just so I don't forget about them, I put those on a watch list as well. So those are the different watch lists that I have. I appreciate that. Do you follow Christophorus? All right, Letitia, I'm gonna post the checklist, or what I look for. And I'm actually gonna make a video going through like what I do. So, going on the website, taking a look at that, going on TD Ameritrade, taking a look at the fundamentals, taking a look at the valuation of the company, and what are analysts saying about the company. LKCO and ET stocks. So LKCO was one that I invested in and that I'm way down on because of the crackdown on the Chinese market. But I'm still holding because I didn't sell when I should have. And so now I'm just either going to ride it to the bottom, or, I'm going to be in it have my money tied in it for a while. I should have put a stop loss on it, but I got too greedy with that one. I broke one of my rules, so. No, I don't just put the tickers on a spreadsheet. I have a journal where I do write down some things. for the stocks. But I usually put them on my watch list, especially if I run, because sometimes I don't have my my notes with me. And so what I'll do is, if I find something, if I'm reading like an article on CNBC, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, whatever it is, and there's a company that jumps out at me, what I do is I immediately go on TD Ameritrade or Robinhood and I add it to my watch list. And then once I get around to it, I take some notes on the computer, or I take some notes in that notepad that I have. I used to have a spreadsheet, but it was just getting too complicated. It was taking too much of my time to update it and all of that. So I don't do the spreadsheet thing anymore, because the majority of, there's websites and tools out there that you can use that would do the calculations that you need to make, like FinViz and others, TradingView. And then ET Energy Transfer, I got out of that one. I sold out. I sold at a profit. So those are, I guess those are some tips of the day. But I'll make sure that I come up with like with a checklist. I'll go through the process. I'll write down a proper checklist, and I'll get that posted for evaluation. Yep, I got greedy on LKCO. I still think it's a good company. It's just a shame that it's, I guess that it's based in China. Awesome. Well, thanks for hanging out today. If you would like to donate to Revival Today and everything that we do here, you can do so by going to revivaltoday.com. That's a good question, Andrew. As a believer, would you invest in companies like Medford, which does studies on mushrooms for medical use, or even medical marijuana? That all depends on like your personal belief. If you personally feel fine doing it, then I don't see a problem with it. But if it's something that you personally, can't get behind, I think that's a personal decision that everybody has to make. If you feel conflicted about it, then I would probably say that it's, you shouldn't. But if you don't feel conflicted about investing in those companies, then go ahead. Because you can definitely be led, what companies to invest in and what companies not to invest in. Led by the Holy Spirit. So that's a good question, and it all depends on your, personally, how do you feel about it. So if you research the company and you don't feel right about it, if you're conflicted as a believer, then I wouldn't invest in it. But if you research the company and you feel fine, then I would still invest. Awesome. So if you'd like to donate, you can do revivaltoday.com/give. You can do #donate on Facebook. You can text RT to 50155. Cash App $RTGive. Venmo @RTGive. Revivaltoday.com/PayPal. And what are we going to do for a giveaway today? If you haven't got, let's do that. Check the Market shirt. If you haven't got your Check the Market shirt, make sure you get it so you can wear it, show everybody that you're a super fan. So get your Check the Market shirt. We'll give that away for a donation of any size today. And then you can also give cryptocurrencies if you sign that QR code that's popping up on the screen right there. Or you can send a check to Revival Today, P.O. Box 7, Prosperity, PA 15329. And then don't forget to claim your offer, which is the shirt for today. at revivaltoday.com/offer. If you have any other questions, call us at 412-446-2332. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for hanging out today. And let's see where the markets are at before we close out real quick. Everything's down. 0.5%, a little more than 0.5% on the NASDAQ and S&P. So it looks like the drop is continuing. So there you have it. That's it for today. Go out there, make some money, and I will see you all tomorrow.